Psykers. They're known as glass cannons. They can dish out the damage, but can't take it themselves. Perhaps you've watched many build videos, but none of them seem to address the survivability issue. The answer is actually very simple. Just don't get hit. If the enemies can't even catch up to you, they can't hit you. It's all in the technique, and I'm honestly surprised I rarely see people do what I'm about to share with you. Typically, charging your staff attacks will slow you down to a crawl, allowing enemies to quickly catch up to you. You can dodge backwards, but you're soon out of dodges. However, there is actually a way to abuse the sliding mechanic in the game to maintain a lot of mobility while attacking at the same time, while consuming no dodges. I call this trick staff kiting. With this technique, you will learn how to solo 125 crushers at once, and also played no small part in helping me achieve my no damage taken runs on the game's highest difficulties. Mastering this technique will not only allow you to survive much better in areas where you have room to kite enemies around, Auric Damnation and Maelstrom can honestly feel like a cakewalk. So without further ado, I will break down for you how we can kite with a staff and how the application of the technique is different for each staff. To begin, we need to learn two basic maneuvers. The first is sliding attack. As you charge your staff, you can actually still sprint and slide. Simply unleash your attack mid-slide. This is if you're using the technique as a gap closer. But for kiting, aim the attack at your enemy mid-slide, then face in the direction you want to go again. Rinse and repeat. The second maneuver is slide and quell. To quell as you slide, start your quell when you begin your slide, and end it when you stop your slide. Rinse and repeat. Now that you have the basics down, we can look into how the technique is different for each staff. The first staff is the Surge Staff. The Lightning Staff becomes the most mobile ranged weapon with this technique. It charges fast, so you should be able to unleash a nearly fully charged attack with every sliding attack. If you have the Warp Flurry blessing, this should help too. Not only is this staff fast, you also stun 2 targets with each attack. Unless something cuts in front of you, you can just keep looping this attack forever and ever. When you're new to practicing, this might be the staff you want to start with, by far the easiest to master. Next up, the Trauma Staff. It won't be as fast as a Surge Staff with the Trauma Staff, but since you stun way more targets, this technique still protects you absurdly well. You may not be able to unleash a fully charged attack with every slide. Either unleash a half-charged one, or slide twice, then unleash a fully charged one. It's your judgment call. If you're ever pinned in a corner by melee enemies with your back against a wall, this is a situation that's a death sentence to many classes and builds. However, using this technique to push away enemies as you slide forward keeps you nigh invulnerable against all melee enemies. This is ridiculously powerful. Make good use of it. Voidstrike Staff. The attack is a projectile and won't be hitting much of the horde when kiting, so this technique is mostly used to buy you some time to fire a couple more shots before you have to defend yourself in melee. While you can't kite forever with this staff, the move speed is still insanely useful to get into cover or advantageous positions. This is a very slow charging staff, so again, either fire a half charged shot after 1 slide, or fire a fully charged one after 2 slides. Purgatus Staff. The flamethrower charge attack takes multiple hits and stuns, so you'll definitely need to weave in some dodges to kite successfully. What this technique is most useful for the Purgatus Staff is positioning. Your range is pathetic, so use your speed to close the gap or slide out of cover and corners to get the jump on enemies. If you're wondering if the left click works here, it's kinda useless because your fire rate is slow and your AoE is small. Just stick to charge attacks with this technique. One last bonus for you. It works with Brain Rupture too, both the left click and the right click. And that's all you need to know about how to abuse sliding with the Psyker. I'm a complete noob when it comes to editing, as you can probably tell, so any feedback or tips are welcome. Hope this helps your Psyker survive. I'll catch you later.